Hey everybody, on the heels of that Barcelona-Borussia Dortmund draw, I thought today we should talk about some teenage wingers. And man, that Jadon Sancho...
Hey!
Who?
Wrong studio!
Me? Oh! Alright. Alright, so we are talking about teenage wingers today, but this video was inspired by Ansu Fati, and Jadon Sancho does make an appearance. So without further ado, let's try to compare Ansu Fati to some of the best teenage wingers in the world. Let's get started. These are all teenagers, and some will succeed, and some won't realize the lofty expectations we've already set before them. The absurdity of Ansu Fati being just 16 is that many of these similar talents are 19 years old, a whole 3 years older than the Barca winger. For context, it's important to recognize how rare it is for a teenager to get a start in a Champions League match in a hostile atmosphere like Dortmund. Consider this list of 10 players Fati's peers, as each will be handled differently in their professional careers, some thrust into the spotlight, and some handled with great patience. Let's get into it. William Goebbels is an 18-year-old left winger from Monaco. Unfortunately, Goebbels can't seem to find a way to stay healthy since arriving in the summer of 2018 from Lyon for an incredible 20 million euros. The Frenchman has made a total of 3 Ligue 1 appearances since arriving at Monaco, and hopefully he can recover from his recent knee surgery and get back on the field. A lot of Brazilian teenagers get shackled with the label of the next Pelé, the next Ronaldo, the next Neymar. As we get more accustomed to understanding the mental and emotional difficulties it takes to being a teenager and moving to a new continent under immense pressure, it makes it even more impressive to see young Brazilians make the move to succeed. It seems like Bayer Leverkusen understand this with the 19-year-old left winger Paulinho, signed for 18.5 million euros in 2018 from Vasco da Gama. He made 21 total appearances for the German side last season and has been on the bench for every game so far this year. Let's head to Spain for the next youngster. It's Valencia's Ferran Torres. The 19-year-old right winger has been integrated into the first team over the last few seasons, making 37 total appearances for Valencia last year, and now already appearing in every match so far of the team's season. He'll be an integral part of the first team this year. Let's stay in the Liga but head to Real Betis. Left winger Diego Lainez was signed from Mexican giant Club America in January of this year for 14 million euros. Making the jump midway through last season, he made 17 appearances for Betis, scoring his only goal for the club in the Europa League against Stade Rennais. His only appearance this season came against Barcelona in that 7-goal slobber knocker. How many good young wingers are there in the Liga? Quite a few, actually. Ander Berencher of Real Sociedad has only made one first-team appearance in the first match of the season against Valencia, but the 17-year-old left winger's physical tools have already helped him become a member of the first team. He is currently dealing with an injury that had him miss the next 3 matches, but his Made in the Liga campaign will most likely feature somewhere between 15 and 25 appearances. I tried my best to avoid Real Madrid, but instead of raising their own Ansu Fati, they've gone out and bought some of their own. They paid 45 million euros to Santos for 18-year-old Rodrigo. The left winger isn't high in the depth chart and will probably play most of this season at Real Madrid Castilla. Now for some of the heavy hitters. 18-year-old Canadian Alphonso Davies of Bayern Munich jumped from the Vancouver Whitecaps in MLS to Bayern Munich last January for 10 million euros. He made 6 appearances for Bayern's first team last season, oddly enough his one goal coming as a left back. With Arjen Robben and Frank Ribery gone, Davies will certainly get more than the one goal he's already gotten this season. Alright, time for another academy graduate. 18-year-old left winger for Chelsea, Callum Hudson-Odoi, is a bit more along in his development than Fati, but not by as much as you'd think. Due to an Achilles injury last year, his Premier League campaign was cut short to just 12 appearances, collecting 1 assist. He did much better in the Europa League, making 9 appearances and bagging 4 goals and 2 assists. 4 goals and 3 assists in 6 EFL trophy appearances showcase a player ready for prime time. With Chelsea in the Champions League this season and dealing with a transfer ban, he'll be making his debut in the UCL and will be an important player for Frank Lampard. We've got to go back to Real Madrid to talk Vinícius Júnior. The 19-year-old winger is 3 years older than Fati, and he's been a first-team player since 2017, playing for Flamengo before being bought for 45 million euros by Madrid in July of 2018. He only played for the Castilla 5 times and has already made 35 appearances for the first team, scoring 3 goals and providing 13 assists. 4 appearances in 4 matches under Zinedine Zidane this year shows the kind of role he should play for Los Blancos this season. Before I give the last name, I want to mention a few honorable mentions. Bryan Gil of Sevilla, Brazilian Gabriel from Arsenal, Pedro De la Vega playing for Lanús in Argentina, Antonio Marin from Dinamo Zagreb, Matias Pellegrini from Estudiantes and soon Inter Miami, and Noah Okafor from FC Basel all have a chance to be special players. I kind of gave it away in the opening, but 19-year-old Jadon Sancho is how we have to end this. He's already scored 17 goals and provided 29 assists since making the move to Germany from Manchester City. He looks like the one who got away from Pep Guardiola, and it seems like he's opened the floodgates for young English players to challenge themselves in Germany or other leagues outside of the UK. Behind Marco Reus, who isn't always healthy, he's Borussia Dortmund's most important player, as displayed by winning the penalty against Barcelona. He's 3 years older than Fati, but hopefully Sancho's career trajectory can serve as an example for Fati on how to handle the limelight and meet expectations. So there you have it. That's some of the best teenage wingers currently in the world. I want to reiterate that Ansu Fati is the youngest of the bunch, and on this week's edition of the Barcelona Podcast, we talked about what Frances and I thought would be the future of the player this season. If you like what you saw, and if you want more videos like this, keep checking this channel for more, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Until next time, Forza Barca!